And we're back with some more Hamilton Tigers franchise mode in FHM 11, and in this one, we are heading into year number 7 as we look to have a good follow-up to last season's performance. We made it to the second round of the playoffs, and we pushed to a game 6, I believe it was, after going down 3-1. And we got Gustafsson at half his salary because Winnipeg was selling him dirt cheap. I figured that's a good opportunity for us to get somebody who can back up Spencer Knight when he's performing poorly. Or who knows, depending on what happens, it might be the opposite. It might be Gustafsson who gets in there more often than not, and then Knight is fighting for a spot. And then on defense, you have Love Lumborg, our prospect defenseman, coming in there for this year. 2.5-star ability, 4.5-star potential at 20 years of age. And he also had a big jump this year in the training camp development report as we checked that out. +1 to balance, strength, aggression, puck handling, shooting range, positioning, and shot blocking. So very good growth for Love Lumborg, and I'm sure he's just getting started. And also, yeah, Viggo Bjork as the new alternate captain after we released Ross Colton, who was our previous alternate captain. We have given some responsibility to Bjork to hopefully ease him into a leadership role as the years go by. Because last year he definitely lived up to his expectations. Now it's up to him to continue that pace and possibly even improve on it. He's still only a 3.5-star ability, but you figure it's only a matter of time before he gets to 4-star and then eventually 4.5 and hopefully 5-star within the next couple of years or so. And it looks like he actually had a great preseason simulation, 80 grade overall, 81 offensive grade, 63 defensive. So I can't wait to see what he does. So there's certainly a lot to look forward to with this team. And I think with that, we will get the year 7 simulation underway and we will see what October brings us. All right, so after 1 month, we are 10-5, 20 points, good enough for second in the Atlantic currently. So let's keep that up as we take a look at the team stats, just see where we're at. Goals for per game, we're 19th in the league with a 3.27. Goals against per game, we are also at a 3.27, also 19th in the league. Faceoffs, we are, oh dear, 31st in the league with a 47.9. That's not pretty. I was expecting us to be better there for sure. Power play, we are, oh god, 35th in the league with a 10.9. And penalty kill, we are 24th with a 75.6. How are we second in our division with those kinds of numbers? Jeez. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Player stats wise. So in goal, you have Gustafsson in 9 games played with an 894, and then Knight in 7 games played with an 896. Rough. Goaltending, not doing great to start out the season. It's mind-boggling how we're 10-5 right now with those kinds of numbers, to be honest. Let's take a look at the defensive core. You have Nemetz with 8 points in 15 games played. Dickinson and Lundqvist with 7, 6 for Harley, 5 for Sharp, 4 for Lumborg in 12 games played, and for with 3 and 6. At forward, you have Viggo Bjork with 12 points. Then you have 10 for Nadeau, 9 for Nemetz, Eklund, and Frondell, 7 for Marchenko, Greg, Ryabkin, and Savoie, 5 for Farabee, 4 for Romano, 3 for Newhook, 2 for Stenberg, and 0 for Gastron in 3 games played. Yeah, honestly, it's really puzzling how we are 10-5 right now with the kinds of numbers that we're seeing right now. I mean, let's take a look at the grades here. I mean, yeah, but goaltending is a little bit low compared to where I'd like it to be. Then on defense, let's see. Yeah, Ferraro with a 72 overall grade, 67 for Lundqvist, very even between offensive and defensive. Love Lumborg with a 73 defensive grade. He's already there at 21 years of age. So he's looking to have a solid future defensively if he's already performing like that. Nemetz with a 68 defensive grade, 64 for Harley. Sharp and Dickinson aren't doing too well, especially not Sharp. So I'm going to keep an eye on Dickinson and Sharp for sure. At forward, you have Bjork with a 70 grade, 72 offensive, 63 defensive. Yeah, I honestly have no idea how we're 10-5 right now based off the numbers that we've seen. And oh wow, so I didn't even notice this before. Ryabkin now at a 4-star ability, and Viggo Bjork goes from a 3.5-star ability to a 4.5-star ability just like that. I just literally out of nowhere, within a month, jumps a full star. So it appears he is set for stardom at this point. And actually his contract is coming up this year. What is he gonna want? 5.4 for 3 years? I mean, that's not bad at all. In fact, I think I'll just offer him right now before his price increases, because I know for a fact it's going to. So I'll start at 4.7, and I managed to get him down to 5.1 for 3 years. So we'll just get him locked up right away. So there are definitely, despite the fact that we're 10-5 here, there are definitely a couple of guys I want to keep an eye on. First of all, the goaltending. Got to see how that progresses. And then also Will Sharp and Sam Dickinson are not looking too great right now. I'm going to take a look at their expanded stats, see how they're doing hit-wise. 12 hits for Sharp, about Dickinson, 18. So they're both being physical at least. I'm also a bit concerned about Newhook. He only has 3 points so far in 13 games played. And where is he in the line? Actually, he's scratched right now. So yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on the Newhook situation. Hopefully he gets in there more often than not, because he is making quite a bit of money. And if coach isn't going to play him, then, you know, I'm going to want to move that contract out if possible for someone who's actually going to play. I also want to keep an eye on the development of Iver Stenberg, because this is going to be a key year for him. He's already 23. This year, only 7 games played, 2 points total. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he is, you know, just becomes a third line center for us, because, you know, we already have first and second line center covered with Ryabkin and Savoie, and then we can always use Bjork at center if we have to, but I'd rather not waste Stenberg's potential. And if there's a move out there that we could potentially make for, you know, someone who could really help improve our team, and that team wanted someone like Stenberg back, I wouldn't be opposed to moving him at this point. That being said, I'm not going to actively look for a trade for him. It's just if the right trade comes along, you know? So I guess there's not really much that we can do here in terms of moves, because it still is a bit early and we are in a good spot. So I guess we'll go ahead here, but like I said, there are several areas of our game that we need to keep an eye on. So that, I think we'll go ahead another month and see what November brings us. Wow, this team is very streaky. So throughout November, you have loss, loss, win, win, loss, 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 win, 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 win. So we did have a good month of November, but there's still something about this team that makes me uneasy. And I'm pretty sure it is, at this point, the goaltending. Let's see how Gustafson's doing. 906, I believe I saw. Yeah, 906. I mean, that's good. That's good compared to when we last checked. Yeah, he's been doing really well as of late. About Knight, oof, 892. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Knight. He's ever since like the latter half of last season, he has just been kind of off compared to how he was to start last season. To start last season, he was playing like a god, and now all of a sudden, what happened? I mean, it really does all come down to goaltending in this game, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't like the way Gastrin simulates. I don't like him on the bottom 6. He has 0 points so far in 7 games played, 1 hit. He had 17 last year, and how many games was that? 43. Yeah, I don't think Gastrin really fits the bottom 6. I want someone else. Murnieks is up to a 2.5 star talent now. How is he doing down there in the AHL? 16 points, 67 grade, 28 hits. I mean, I would say he's better suited to the bottom 6 than Gastrin, but I don't know if he would really do that much better, to be honest. What about Bucher? Bucher might be good for the bottom 6. He's got a pretty solid defensive category there. Kind of weak at hitting, but otherwise pretty good. Got a decent physical category at least as well. 9 points in 28 games played, 67 grade. That tells me he's pretty good defensively. 31 hits as well. So I think I might call up Bucher now that I look at it. And we compare him to Gastrin. Offensively, Gastrin's definitely better, but defensively, Bucher's much better, and that's the role that we're looking for here, right? I mean, I guess Gastrin would be decent in a, you know, replacement player role for somebody who's injured in the top 6, but that's really about it. He doesn't really fit the bottom 6 mold. Physically, gotta give it to Gastrin, but that's only slight advantage, I would say. And then mental ratings, I mean, they're mostly equal, a slight advantage to Gastrin as well there, but like I said, Bucher's much better defensively, and that's what we're looking for here. So I will send down Gastrin to Brampton, and I will call up Bucher. And I guess with that, we'll keep going here since we're in a good position. We're 18-10, currently 4th in the division. I believe we're in a wild card, yes indeed, but that's kind of fragile, so we definitely have to keep winning here. All right, so we're about halfway through the season now. We're on January 1st. We're 27-11-3, currently 2nd in the division, so looking pretty good so far. Let's take a look at the team stats. Goals for per game, we are now in 12th with a 3.51, and goals against per game, we are now in 10th with a 3.02, so that's looking much better from when we last checked. Face-offs, we are looking much better here as well with the 50.8, 13th in the league. Power play, we are currently still kind of abysmal, to be honest, 16.7, 30th in the league. And then penalty kill, we are 15th in the league with an 81.2. I mean, I guess we could just keep going here because it looks like we're pretty stable at this point. I mean, I don't really have any real reason to complain, especially not with this record, but let's just take a look at the player stats here and see how everybody's been doing. Viggo Bjorkley in the way with 42 points in 41 games played, followed up by Marchenko with 38, Nadeau and Savoie with 29, Ryabkin with 26, 24 for Nemetz and Lundqvist, Frundell and Harley with 22, Adam Nemitz with 21, 15 for Farabee and Lomborg. Lomborg doing very well defensively this year, if I'm not mistaken. As we take a look at his defensive grade, as yes, 69 defensive grade. That is the third highest on the team, rather. Then you have Greig, Dickinson, Eklund, and Newhook all with 14 points. So Newhook, I don't know if that's due to a lack of ice time compared to last season, or yeah, it seems like he's getting a little bit less ice time than he did last year on average. If we stretch this out over the course of a whole season, that's probably around 950 based on the fact that we're roughly halfway through the season. I mean, I don't plan on moving him at this point, at least not while we're winning as much as we have, but still something to keep an eye on for the future in case he ever starts dropping off. Then you have Sharp with 10, Romano with 8, Ferraro with 7, 5 for Stenberg, 1 for Bucher in 4 games played, and then 0 for Gastrin, who is currently in the AHL. And then in goal, you have a 911 save percentage for Gustafsson in 26 games played. He has been phenomenal so far this year. And Spencer Knight, unfortunately, in 17 games played with that 897. It's a really good thing we got Gustafsson, because for whatever reason, after that rough go that he had in the latter half of last season, Spencer Knight has not been what I was anticipating he would be after that hot start that he had. I mean, Knight's still winning games when he gets in there. He's currently 10-5-1, but you know, he's not really stopping the puck as often as Gustafsson is. And Gustafsson is 17-6-2. At least at the moment, I know who we're going with for the playoffs. So I guess with that, there's not really much to be done at this moment. So at this point, I think we could just advance to the trade deadline, considering that we're in a good position. And for the most part, this seems like a stable team. Man, one of these days, I will find a goaltender who is going to be a consistent simulator and is actually good long-term. And not just William LaSalle from the Arizona Coyotes series. That I think that may have very well have been the last time that we had a consistent goaltender in any series. And unfortunately, it seems that William LaSalle in this universe has not been doing too well, or at least is struggling to get up to his potential. So, I mean, at least Gustafsson is doing well at the moment, but I just hope that he doesn't pull a Spencer Knight event on us eventually. But besides that, he's already getting up there in age, right? He's 32, so it's not like we're going to be able to keep him for too much longer. And so the hunt continues for the ever evasive and frankly mythical goaltender who is actually stable enough to compete on a regular basis in this game. All right, so we're currently at the trade deadline. 40, 21, and 5 is our record. We are second in the division. We're still not comfortable, like in a comfortable playoff spot, but I would say we are in control. You know, we have the advantage being in second in the division. If we do somehow miss, it is entirely our fault. There's no excuse as to why we shouldn't make the playoffs this year. And we'll take a look at the player stats when we get to the end of the season, but I am mainly interested in the goaltenders here. Gustafsson with a 909 save percentage in 48 games played, not bad. Spencer Knight in 22 games played with an 895, so he's recovered a little bit from where he last was at I believe an 886. And to be honest, there's not really any reason to be making any trades here. I mean, I'll take a look at the trade block, do due diligence, but unless something really jumping out to me, then I don't think we're gonna be making any trades here. Okay, I mean, at this point, I may as well just trade Ravensburg. And I don't know why the AHL absolutely refuses to use Ravensburg. He hasn't played since last year. 13 games played last year. His last game played was October 1st, 2030. That was at the beginning of this season. And I believe that was probably just a preseason game, it seems, because he doesn't have any record for this year. Yeah, I should probably just trade Ravensburg. The AI coach in the AHL has completely botched his development. I don't know what they were thinking, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be getting any time to even show what he's capable of for whatever reason. Maybe it would be best to just bring him up to the NHL, see what he can do as is, and maybe just get rid of Knight. Because at this point, I don't know if he's going to be able to recover. I mean, he's been better as of late, but yeah, I don't know about him as a whole. Yeah, the AI coach in the AHL completely screwed up Ravensburgen's development. I don't know what happened with him, to be honest. He only has 13 career games played in the AHL at 24 years of age, and he came into the AHL presumably right after his stint with Prince George when he was 20. And that, you know, so he was 21. Now he's 24. Still only 13 games played. That's just, yeah. It's an unfortunate situation for Ravensburg, and we're going to have to probably find a new prospect goaltender, I'm thinking at this point. I mean, he is 2-star ability, so like I said, he may end up being something at the NHL level, maybe even a backup, but his best development years are certainly behind him at this point. and it's just it's a shame, you know. And then Charlin's taking his sweet time as well. He's only a 1-star ability at 22 years of age. And actually, are they even using him? Why are they not using Charlin? They're not even using Charlin this year. They they used him years prior. They used him last year, 58 games played. The year before that, 45 games played. Why are there? What is going on in Brampton? Why are they using Wall and Malik? I put them on the reserve list. I mean, I guess for whatever reason, you just can't have veteran third-string goaltenders in this game. Otherwise, the AHL is going to use them and not, you know, they're just going to ignore your young goaltenders and they're just going to rot. Oh, man, that's a bit frustrating, not going to lie. I mean, look how many prospect goaltenders we have and how many of them are waiting their chance at not being used in the AHL. That being said, I think I will offer a few guys here on the upcoming FA lists. Murniaks, what do you want? You want a minimum deal? Good, I'll give that to you. Stenberg, what do you want? 2.7. I don't know if he's worth that at this point. I'll definitely qualify him, but I don't know about a contract. Sharp, I'll auto qualify. And what do you want on a contract? 3.9. I don't know. He hasn't really been that good of a simulator, to be honest. Only a 51 grade. 66 hits, I mean, I guess that's good. I just haven't really been impressed with him as far as his grade goes. So I don't know if I'll be bringing Sharp back. Rolo, auto qualify. What do you want? 1.1 mil. I'll just leave him on auto qualify for now. Same for Gastrin and Bucher and all the rest of these guys. Mertka, Hakanson, and Tiarlin can all be auto qualified. Now, what about Greg? 19 points in 57 games played, 55 grade, only 41 hits compared to 213 last year's. That's quite the difference there, especially at this point of the season. Was he going to want 5.8? A bit much. I guess we'll see what happens with the salary cap. Then Nemetz, I will auto qualify. Then I'm going to see how much he wants. 2.3. I mean, that's not bad for Nemetz considering what he does. 34 points, 62 games played, 60 grade, 46 hits. Yeah, like Adam Nemetz, I'm going to sign him. So I'll give him 2.27 for 3 years. And then Olivier Nadeau, he's currently got 40 points out of the season in 66 games played, 61 grade, 52 hits. So I would say as long as he's asking for something reasonable, then we will sign him. 4.9 for 3 years. That sounds good to me. Start at 4.25. And I managed to get him down to 4.78 for 3 years. And I think with that being done, there's not really any other moves that we have to make. So we will just advance through the rest of the regular season and into the playoffs. Goalie win. Win a game 1-0 despite giving up 40 or more shots. And we have finished the regular season first in the Atlantic Division with a record of 54, 23, and 5. Unfortunately, we did not get the President's Trophy. We came in second in the league, second only to Calgary, who finished with 116 points. But you know what? That's all right. Let's take a look at the team stats here. Goals for per game, we're at 3.6. 10th in the league. Goals against per game, we are at a 2.91, 7th in the league. So thank you, Philip Gustafsson. Faceoffs, we're now 3rd in the league with a 51.8. Power play, we finished 23rd in the league with a 19.4. Got a bit better as the year went on. And on the penalty kill, we are 16th in the league with an 80.9. Now let's see the player stats. In goal, you have Gustafsson with a 916 save percentage in 61 games played. He is the man. We'll definitely be rolling with him in the playoffs. And Spencer Knight in 25 games played with an 893. He certainly struggled this year. On defense, you have Lundqvist leading the way with 53 points in 79 games played. Unfortunately, we are going to the playoffs without him as he suffered an injury right at the end of this regular season. So I have a feeling we are going to be missing his presence in these playoffs. And you have Simon Nemetz with 42, Harley with 41, Dickinson with 32, Lundborg with 29 in his rookie campaign. Not bad at all, especially considering that he is primarily a defensive defenseman, it seems, although it lists him as a two-way defenseman due to his good puck handling and passing skills. Then you have Sharp with 23 and Ferraro with 14 in 37 games played. And then at forward, you have Kirill Marchenko leading the way with 93 points. Man, he has seemingly gotten much better this season. That is a breakout year for him, as even his first year in Hamilton when he has 70, where he was, one of the best players on the team, he didn't even have that much then, but 93 points this year as a 30-year-old. Wow. Definitely deserving of the captaincy. Then you have Ryabkin with 78 points in 79 games played. Nice breakout year for him. He had 64 last year. Then you have Viggo Bjork with 75 points in 76 games played, following up last season with yet another roughly point per game performance. Then you have Savoie with 52, Nadeau with 51, Frundell with 47, Nemetz with 41, Newhook with 38, 32 for Eklund, 30 for Farabee, 23 for Greig, 12 for Romano, 10 for Stenberg, 3 for Bucher, and 0 for Gastrin in 7 games played. And to start the Year 7 playoffs, we will be facing another expansion team. The Cleveland Barons are in it this year with a record of 43, 33, and 6. So that being said, we will end things off here. And the next one, we will get to the Year 7 playoffs with your Hamilton Tigers.